I've said it before, but I'll say it again. It's July and you should be loading up FC26 for one reason and one reason only: to have fun. And I have got a 4-1-2-1-2 wide tactic that brings exactly that. If you are looking for a fun tactic where you can move the ball about and have the freedom to create chances in many different ways, go down the wing, play century, play tiki-taka, go on the counter-attack, then I think you're going to enjoy this setup. And we're starting with the build-up style, and we are going to go short passing with a defensive approach of 60. Now, I will explain the reason why short passing. You can go to balance, it is okay, but you can get a little bit isolated in a few positions, which we'll touch on in just a moment. The player roles, and we're going to start with the front two false nines on attack. Now, there's a reason why, and I can only really explain it when I show you the cam tactic and role as well. The cam is classic 10 attack. Now, this is so important, and I'm going to explain exactly why this works and why an advanced forward, a target forward wouldn't work, or poacher wouldn't work in the same way. The false nines, what they're going to do is they're going to drop into that cam space, but we've already got a cam. That's a bit interesting. Now, both false nines are not going to drop into the cam space. If Ekatike, let's say we're going down the left hand side, drops into the cam space, then Isak, who is my right striker, will definitely stay nice and high. Now, what this does allow is, first of all, it gets Ekatike, my striker, close to Harvey Elliott, who is my cam, so that's great to be able to keep that ball moving and that player that's in support of the player with the ball. The second thing it does, it can trigger the cam, even though they're on classic 10, to get in behind and basically fill the space vacated by the striker. So what you get is a beautiful rotation of the two strikers and the cam, and you know that you're always going to have a cam, and sometimes that is your actual cam and sometimes it's your striker, but you know that that space where the striker should be is not going to be empty. It's not going to be vacated for long because someone else is going to fill it, and that probably is going to be the cam. So the front three works beautifully. Now, if you go an advanced forward, for example, and I know some people do prefer advanced forward to false nine, then it does limit what the cam is going to do. And this is where people sometimes don't like classic 10 because they feel like there isn't much movement. Well, there isn't much movement because you're not giving them the opportunity to move. By having two false nines ahead of the classic 10, it does allow them to sometimes get in behind and attack that space vacated by the striker. If you haven't tried two false nines in a classic 10, try it, come back, thank me, because it's absolutely beautiful. Now, we are going to go two wide playmakers on build up on both the left mid and the right mid, and this is where the short passing comes in. We don't have centre mids to support the left mid and right mid, so there can be a danger that they can be a bit isolated. With the build up focus, they will come short to offer a passing option, and they'll balance their support for the defense when needed. Now, this is really important because they are an important cog. They're good to keep the width because they will start wide, so if you need to go wide, absolutely a great option to go. But when you do kind of need them, if you turn with, for example, the cam, and you need a player, who's going to be there? You're going to have the wide playmakers coming short and being that supportive option. It's really, really nice. And if you are looking to purchase FC26 coins or points, then head over to eldorado.gg. I personally use them as a little bit of a top up to complete the Evos that I want to complete, and of course to get my beloved Liverpool past and present players. I also sometimes delve into the store for a cheeky little pack. The amazing thing with eldorado.gg is that you can check out the reviews, you can go on Trustpilot, and you can pick the exact seller you want, so you have absolute faith and trust in what you are receiving. If you use code ALX, then you get an additional 5% off your order, whether that's coins or points, as a little bit of a money saver. The link is in the description below. And it's not quite the aggressiveness of an inside forward, but it gives that stability when you are playing in the game to kind of vary things up. Now, if you're playing against the 4-4-1-1 like I seem to exclusively play against, then actually it becomes really difficult for the centre mids to track, and it becomes hard for the AI to track as well, because their movement comes from wide to central, but it's not the predictable movement of an inside forward. Now, this is where If you've been around on my channel, you know how much I love this combo, but when it works, it works. Centre half on the CDM. Now, they will form a back three with the two centre backs, and we're going to push both the left back and the right back into midfield as false backs. So I'm just going to show you what the tactic looks like with the ball. So you form a back three, which means that then the false backs come into midfield. So it means that if you need to pass the ball backwards, if you need to get support for the right mid or the cam, you have got my right back, who is Dominic Szoboszlai in this case, supporting. Sometimes they push a little bit further forward into the centre midfield role. That's really, really nice. And if you trigger them a run, they'll end up in the box. Now you might be thinking, what's the point of putting the full backs into midfield? Why don't you just keep the midfielder in midfield? It's a really good question, and I'll answer it for you. Two reasons. One, we can put them both here, and it means that when you lose the ball, they will form the back four. What I love about the centre half, what is so underrated about the centre half, is the positioning when you lose the ball. So many people playing 4-4-1-1, so many people just getting the ball to the cam and then looking for that incisive pass to the left mid, right mid or striker. But what happens when you lose the ball with a centre half CDM? Basically, they will charge out from the back line, from the centre back position into midfield, which means you have always got a player in between your goal and your defensive line and the attacking player. Now, if this was a holding CDM, for example, they can be bypassed by one pinged pass, for example, and then all of a sudden they're behind your CDM, they've got the ball with their cam, and they're running at your back four. By bringing out the centre half from the back three and the back line, it absolutely gives you a chance to stop the 4-4-1-1 and the power of the 4-4-1-1 coming through the cams. It's what I absolutely love about it, and it's what I've been really, really enjoying about it. So it's a little bit different, but it does mean you get to have two strikers and a cam. There aren't many formations in this game that allow you to do that. The 4-1-2-1-2 narrow does allow you to do that, and a little bit of a spoiler, on Thursday, no, let's scrap that, on Wednesday I have got a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow that I'm testing from the community that I'm excited about immensely. So the 4-1-2-1-2 does do that with the narrow. So if you do enjoy this wide formation, then absolutely check out the narrow, because that might be right up your street. But there aren't many formations. You have to go to the 3-5-2 to get two strikers and a cam, or a 3-4-1-2. So there aren't many formations to do it. And obviously left mid, right mid, I know a lot of people have been playing the 4-4-1-1, so it does kind of give a little bit of balance to the 4-4-1-1. You've got a left mid, they've got a right mid, you've got right mid, they've got a left mid, so you can stop them on counter attacks and attacks. I know that people have evoed up some really great left mid and right mid players, so it is definitely worth having a go with. As always, if you did enjoy this video, a like and a sub is very much appreciated, and I'll see you on Wednesday for the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow that I'm testing from the community. I am gassed about it. I'll see you then.